Okay, here we're going to deal with the offshore questions 10 and 11. Okay, so question 10, we took a sextant angle of 75 degrees 32 minutes. We had to do our fisherman's correction of 12 minutes, and we ended up with a true angle of 75.44. Now what we need to use that number for is to determine our distance from where the sun is directly above the earth at 90 degrees. So we convert our 90 degrees to 89 degrees in 60 minutes, and we subtract our 75 degrees 44, and we end up with a zenith distance of 14 degrees 16 minutes north. Okay, the reason we have north in there because we were south of the sun. I mean, we were looking south, which meant that we were north of the sun. So we have to determine our latitude by comparing the difference. So we looked up in the almanac, and we found our perpetual almanac 17 degrees 51 was on the 13th of November. So we end up with a lat of 3 degrees 35 minutes south. Remember, the dominant number dictates the quadrant. Okay, the longitude. At our 1200 hours, in my position when I was at 1200 hours, the universal lateral time was 0541 minutes. So it was less, so least is east, and we convert both of those into minutes to work it backwards. So we eventually find our difference in minutes. We divide that by 4 to get our degrees. We end up with 09445 degrees east, but remember the UT time is not exactly on the zero line, so we have to correct for that, and again opposites we subtract, and we end up with a longitude of 90 degrees 47 minutes east. Okay, question SAS 11A. There's our position. We had to just convert our handheld compass to a true bearings and find our position. Just note to this program, it does give me the reciprocal numbers as well, so keep that in mind. Okay, sorry about the fluttering there. Let's go to question B. Okay, so we then had to establish our position waypoint we wanted to go to. We looked at the distance. So we had distance, speed, and we found time. Okay, and our course to steer was 199 ship's compass. Okay, question C. We then, what we did is we plotted a GPS position 40 minutes later. Okay, so it wasn't a full hour, and we worked out that we should have been here. We thought we would have been here, which was 40, so basically 40 minutes of the 60, so it would have been 6 miles down the line, which would have been 2/3 of our 9 knots. Because we ended up going less than what we thought we did, we had the tide against us. The amount of drift in 40 minutes was 2.6 nautical miles. That means the rate in a full hour would have been 3.9. Our set was 0.36. Okay, the final question was basically taking all of that information, and to some extent this is redundant. Not so, all of that, because we have a new position going to the same waypoint, so we have to draw a new course over ground. We have our full tidal stream. We arc off our 9 knots, and we establish that our course to steer is 196 degrees, and we measure where we would have crossed it, and we get our speed over ground. We go one step further and say, okay, well, if from there to there, from our new position, was going to be 10 miles, our boat speed was going to be that, so what is our time? And we end up with an estimated time.